Hello and good evening, you guys. Today it is Remembrance Day 2020, and that is why I'm starting this video out by showing the poppy that I'm still wearing on my jacket at the moment. So today it is Wednesday, November 11th, 2020, and since I've done two videos on the NHL's soon-to-be unveiled Reverse Retro jersey program that is about to be unveiled relatively soon from what I've heard, I've done two videos so far. The first one, I shared my thoughts on the program and a little bit of talk about some of the leaks that have been unveiled so far. Then in my last video that I uploaded yesterday, I decided to share my thoughts on what I would do personally if I was the one creating a fourth jersey program for the National Hockey League, where instead of only allowing over the past 10 years, only allowing a fourth jersey to be a special heritage uniform, I would allow teams to use a fourth slot to, and I would call it a, what did I call it in my last video? It wasn't a bonus uniform, but a secondary alternate uniform. That's what I think I called it, where, you know, instead of having just a throwback uniform, which as a fourth jersey, throwbacks are great. I mean, it was great seeing the Kings bring back their Gretzky-era throwback last season. It was great seeing the Canucks bring back their skate throwback last season. It was great seeing the Calgary Flames wearing both of their red retros as a third jersey and even their Heritage Classic for a couple games after the Winter Classic. The Heritage Classic, my bad. And now the Flames have even gone full-time retro, which is terrific news in my obviously biased opinion. But as I said in my last video, I think it'd be nice if teams could bring back Stadium Series jerseys to wear for another season or two, Winter Classic jerseys, Heritage Classic, or even use that slot for a secondary alternate to maybe do something crazy like what the Dallas Stars have just done with their new black and neon green third jersey, which in my opinion, it's actually not a bad alternate uniform. I like that it's actually something very different from what we've seen, especially from the Dallas Stars. But anyways, over the past few days, Adidas has unveiled these little teaser animations for each team where you have a silhouette of a player wearing a random mocked-up jersey with specific colors showing a specific year, and on the back, the player name says Reverse Retro. So what I'm going to do for this video today is I'm going to start from the top of this list and work it all the way down and give my personal predictions as to what every single team is going to do for a Reverse Retro jersey. Now, there will be some exceptions to this a little bit because there are some designs that have, already been leaked. So I'm going to start off with the Anaheim Ducks. So there was early rumors that the Ducks would either be doing A, an orange Wild Wing jersey, or B, even possibly a black or even an eggplant Wild Wing Reverse Retro. So notice the number 95 on the back of this Anaheim mock-up or random teaser. That is the year that the Ducks brought out their infamous Wild Wing third jersey as part of the NHL's very first ever alternate jersey program, third jersey program to be specific. So that year, the Ducks wore the infamous Wild Wing uniform and jersey. So looking at this being in white, I would say what we're getting is we are getting a white Wild Wing Reverse Retro, which personally I'm not a big fan of. I honestly wish that the Ducks would have just brought out a jade-colored Mighty Ducks jersey. I think that would have been a much, much more popular and a much better looking uniform in my opinion, but that's my prediction. Now, notice this Arizona teaser mock-up. Notice how it's orange, burnt orange on purple. In 1998, the Arizona Coyotes, at the time they were the Phoenix Coyotes, of course, they debuted their infamous green-colored desert landscape third jersey. So Looking at the orange on the purple, my assumption is that, and my guess is that the Coyotes are bringing that design back except in purple. And even though I have never liked that design whatsoever, I am not against seeing another NHL team giving us a purple jersey again. Purple is a color that is basically not used in the NHL right now. So seeing that color making a comeback for the 2020-21 season, in my opinion, is a great thing. Now, this is not what I would have done personally. I would have preferred if the Coyotes either did a dark green reverse retro of their current black Kachina third. Next season it's going to be their home uniform, but I would have rather seen the Coyotes do a green flip of their black throwback, the black Kachina jersey. Or even done a purple version of that uniform. I think could have looked really nice too. But hey, at this point, it's nice to see some purple come back. As for Boston, their reverse retro has been leaked already. It's a yellow or gold, however you want to call it, flip of their black and white jerseys from the late 80s, early 1990s that they wore up until they moved into the current arena that they play in now, and then they changed their uniforms after that. It's a beautiful reverse retro jersey if you haven't seen it already, at least in my opinion. As for Buffalo, they've gone back to royal blue and gold full-time starting next season, which is great. Notice the number 00. I assume that means 2000. So if we look, and I'm going to take a quick look at the NHL uniforms database from NHLuniforms.com. I'll use that as my reference. But in 2000, the Buffalo Sabres debuted their red alternate uniform with the pair of interlocking swords. So my guess is that that jersey is going to be recolored in the royal blue and gold colors that they've gone back to. And we're getting a white version of that jersey, but redone in the Sabres colors of blue and gold. Royal blue, to be specific, which I think that might be okay. I actually think it would be really cool if they did that logo, or what they would, if they did this instead. Take the buffalo out of their logo and have the circle with just the swords inside it of their classic logo that they've gone back to in the past 10 years. I think that on the front, instead of the modernized logo that they had on the red jersey, would look really cool. Now, it would not surprise me if they put their logo on the shoulders instead of the original logo from the 90s and 2000s, but you never know. I'm kind of thinking, because this program is retro with a twist, so every design that we're going to see is new. So I'm curious to see what the Sabres exactly will do. I mean, it's already retro with a twist because they're bringing back the red alternate, but redone in white and in the Sabres colors of blue and gold, which I think they should have never gone away from. So will they use the swords from their crest, or will they go with their logo that they actually used on their red third jersey from the 2000s? Time will tell. As for the Flames, rumors of the return of Blasty the Horse have been running rampant for a while now. I'm not sure. Could it be Blasty the Horse, or could it even be a black flip of the red and white pedestal-styled jerseys from that era? I'm thinking it's more just a Blasty throwback, but remember, it's retro with a twist, so something about it is going to be different than when they actually wore it 20 years ago. So I'm not sure what that's going to be. Maybe there's no yellow on it at all. Maybe it's going to be something different. What it is, I don't know. But my prediction is it will be a Blasty jersey, but it's going to be something. It's going to be that jersey with some tweaks. Now, as for Carolina, we are seeing the 1979. A hint at a 79 throwback with a twist. So looks like Carolina's doing a fourth jersey that's Hartford Whalers-esque. Now, I have to be honest, with Carolina, I'm kind of disappointed because I actually think it would have been super cool if Carolina would have done a reverse retro of their last black alternate uniform that they had during the Reebok years. I think a white flip of that black alternate uniform would have been really cool. But it looks like the Hurricanes will do a gray Hartford Whalers throwback from 1979, which I think it'll look okay. And I think Carolina's also doing that because they know they're going to get more jersey sales doing a Whalers uniform of some sort. But since this is a reverse retro fourth jersey program they're doing with the rest of the NHL, I honestly wish that Carolina would have done a white flip of their Reebok era third jersey. That would have been super nice in my opinion. And it would have been cool to see Carolina do a reverse retro of a jersey from their time in Carolina instead of Hartford. At least that's my opinion. As for Chicago, they are going all the way back to 1940 for a reverse retro. I don't think it'll be the white jersey from that era with the numbers on the front. No. I think what it is it'll be a white flip of that black jersey with all of the red barber pole style stripes. Red and white, which the last time Chicago wore that style uniform, believe it or not, was in the 1991-92 season as part of the NHL's 75th anniversary. So seeing a white flip of that uniform, I'm actually really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be quite nice. So now moving on to Colorado, there's been rumors of a Nordiques throwback coming back this year. I'm not totally sold on that because I'm still hoping and keeping my fingers crossed that Quebec City actually gets a chance at an NHL team of their own again. But looking at this teaser, you've got the player wearing a jersey mock-up with burgundy on it. So could it be... What could it be? Could it be a Nordiques throwback with a twist? Could it be a Nordiques style jersey without the fleur-de-lis and the Colorado Avalanche logo on the front? That is also very possible. Now, when you look at 1979, there actually was the Colorado Rockies. So could they do something do some type of special faux back in the current Avalanche colors with a Colorado Rockies uniform? That's actually possible. In my opinion, that is possible, but with the rumors of the Avalanche doing a Nordique throwback of some sort, it would not surprise me if they used that as the inspiration for a reverse retro jersey either. So I'm actually hoping they do a Rockies-inspired fourth jersey. I think a reverse retro of that in their current colors would look quite good. Now, as for Columbus, the year is 2000. That is their very first year that they joined the NHL. I've seen mock-ups of the Blue Jackets bringing out a red reverse retro of their original jerseys. And I just don't know if it's right to see Columbus wearing a red jersey. Now, if they did something as a Cleveland Barons throwback, and they were allowed to do a throwback to the Cleveland Barons, I would be more impartial to it. But a red flip of their very first jerseys in franchise history, I don't know. I mean, I think it'll look all right, but I don't know how I feel about Columbus doing a red jersey. I don't know. It just seems kind of odd. You know what I would have rather seen from Columbus, to be honest? A beige flip of their current third jersey. I've wanted to see that for a number of years now, and I think that would have been 100 times better than what Columbus is probably going to be doing. And I'm sure not a lot of people will agree with me on that, but I don't know. I would have preferred Columbus to do a beige flip of their current third jersey. I think that would have been really nice. As for Dallas, I think basically they're bringing back their star-shaped jersey with a twist to use, or where they would use victory green instead of the dark green they used back in the era. So when we look at 1999 with the Dallas Stars, let me just pull it up here on my end. When I think of 1999 and it's a mock-up of a white jersey, I'm thinking what we are getting is we are getting a white star-shaped jersey, but it's going to utilize Victory Green, their new shade of green that they've had for almost 10 years now, or for about 6 years now, actually, to be specific, where they'll do a white jersey with the Victory Green and their current logo on the front instead, which for a reverse retro, I think it's okay. But you know what I would have liked? I would have liked to have seen a Kelly green flip of the first white jersey the Dallas Stars had when they first relocated from Minnesota. That, to me, would have been a fantastic choice. Now, moving on to Detroit, I see that this jersey's white with silver, with red numbers on the back with 98. I've seen retro wallpapers recently put on Twitter by the Red Wings showing their 2014 Winter Classic logo. I thought they were going to be doing a Gordie Howe, Ted Lindsay era throwback white jersey, or even just a white flip of their home jersey exactly. But I don't know. I don't know what this 98 represents. If it was 91 or 92, okay, maybe a red inverted Detroit Cougars throwback or faux back of some sort. I don't know what this means. I mean, I have heard rumors that in the 90s or whenever, I think Mike Ilitch bought the Red Wings, that supposedly there was talk at one point of the Red Wings changing their uniforms. But 98, I don't know what the hell that could even mean. You've got the 98-99 season. The Red Wings never wore a special uniform that season. The 97-98 season, the Red Wings didn't do a special uniform in that season either, according to NHLuniforms.com. So for the Red Wings, I really don't know what this means. Could it just be Adidas and Detroit playing games with us just to get us off of the scent of what they're doing? Who knows? As for the Oilers, I hear they're just taking their away jersey and flipping the orange for the navy for orange. Whether they use a WHA colored crest or not, that's still to be determined. That's my prediction. As for Florida, it's a red heavy navy blue teaser with the number 96 on it. I don't know what the hell this means either. Could it be their navy blue jersey from that era making a comeback with the new modernized Leaping Panther? I'm not a fan of that. If they're going to bring back that navy blue uniform, maybe just flip all the red areas for where the gold is and the gold for where the red is. Swap those colors. I'm not sure. But when I think of Florida in 1996, this is throwback with a twist. So actually, hang on a second. That Florida teaser says 96. In 1996, they did not have an alternate at that point in time. So, what the hell does that mean? It's in navy blue. Sorry for taking my time to look through this, but I wonder what it could mean. Could it be more of a monochromatic uniform? My guess is as good as yours, folks. I have no idea. As for the Kings, I hear it is the Gretzky-era jerseys from 1989, but it will be redone in form blue and gold. I think that to see the Kings bring out a new purple design, I'm not against it. I think it's actually not going to look bad. But my question is, are they still going to keep the Gretzky-era throwback that they brought back last season for a couple of games? Time will tell. Actually, I think they only got to wear it for one game because of the pandemic, but I could be wrong. Moving on to Minnesota, I'm hearing rumors of a North Stars-inspired uniform. Looking at the color, it's white with gold on the back, 78. That's going back to North Stars hockey. I don't know. I don't see Minnesota doing a North Stars jersey, but what I do think is possible is they could be doing a white North Stars inspired uniform, but with their crest on the front instead of the North Stars crest. And speaking of that, there is something I do want to pull up here. It's actually a funny coincidence that was brought up because My subscriber, King Angus, and myself thought of a Minnesota North Stars inspired Wild jersey. And I wonder if it could be this design, but in white with the Minnesota Wild crest on the front and dark green instead of Kelly green. Hey, Angus, maybe we were onto something. Time will tell. But if the Wild did something like that, I think it would be one hell of a nice uniform. Now, as for Montreal, I don't know why it specifically says 77 on the back. What was significant about 1977, I wonder? Okay, so Montreal won the Cup in the 76-77 season. All right, so you have that. And, okay, it said 77, right? Yeah, so 77, 78. Interesting. Montreal wins their third straight Stanley Cup. So I don't know what that means. That one, could it just be a blue flip of their home jersey? I think it's most likely. But what if it's even a blue flip of their classic white sweater? Time will tell, but my prediction is it's just going to be a blue flip of their red sweater, and I still don't know how I feel about Montreal doing a blue jersey. It just doesn't seem right. I mean, if they wanted to do, like, say, their blue throwback they wore to celebrate their 100th anniversary, for example, something like that I think would be great. I just don't know how I feel about Montreal doing a blue flip of their classic red sweater after all of these decades and years of history in that jersey. I don't know. Maybe that's just the traditionalist in me. As for Nashville, it says 98. So I'm thinking we're getting a yellow flip of their original jerseys, and I don't think it's going to be pretty. But maybe they do something where they slightly modernize it, maybe. That could be the case. But I think a yellow flip of their original jerseys would not surprise me, with a little bit of a twist, putting their new modernized identity onto that style uniform. Could be. As for the Devils, basically they are doing a green flip of their original white jersey, most likely. Probably not the red one. I'm thinking the white one. It would look a lot better. I did show a mock-up of it in part 1. Made by Windy City Hockey. And with Nashville's yellow jersey, though, if they do it right, it might even be better than their mediocre new home uniform. Fingers crossed there. As for the Islanders, they've got the number 80 on the back with navy blue with orange. Something tells me that all we're getting is a return of the navy blue jersey that the Islanders wore throughout the 2000s before 2007. I would not be against that, actually. I actually think that'll look nicer than the current third jersey they have, which for a third jersey, it's not bad, but I don't know. I'm not a big lover of it either, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. It's all right. It's not bad. It's not terrible. I don't think it's great, but it's certainly not bad. But yeah, navy blue flip of that uniform, sure. I think it'll look good. It looked all right in the 2000s, even though I vastly prefer the royal blue they've gone back to. But for a reverse retro, I think that might not be bad. But actually, since it is retro with a twist, I'm thinking they're going to take that white jersey, which their current away uniform, I almost said home, and redo that with that exact striping style in navy blue, because the striping style on the blue jersey back in the 80s was different than it is now. So I'm thinking they'll take that white jersey, flip it in navy blue. That will be retro with a twist for the Islanders. That's my prediction, and I think it'll actually look pretty good. As for the Rangers, 96 with red. Could it be the Lady Liberty finally coming back? There's been a recent jersey that's been sent to Aesthetics that's inspired by their designs worn in the 40s. But the Rangers were supposed to have a third jersey last year. They never did. They did not go ahead with their plans to do a third. So what could this mean? Could this be the Lady Liberty coming back in some capacity with a bit of a twist? Or could it even be could it be a navy blue flip of their classic white jersey with the Lady Liberty on the front? You never know. Could be that. It could even be the Rangers blue jersey from 1998, just before they switched it back to their long existing design that we are used to now, that they originally had it early on as a franchise as well. Well, not completely early on, but what happened was that, let me go back and give you viewers a little bit of a quick look back at the Rangers uniform. So the classic Rangers jersey style basically started in right away from day one. But what happened was that in 1978, after they fixed and corrected the stupid choice to change their uniforms in the late 70s for 2 seasons, the Rangers blue jersey had a different striping style. Perhaps they bring that design back, but in navy blue too. I would not be against it, but for everybody that wants to have Lady Liberty brought back, I hope for you guys you finally get your wish. Now, as for Ottawa, it'll be a red flip of their original black jersey. Now, will it be the new version of it where the striping goes right along the bottom of the jersey? Perhaps. I don't know how I feel about black numbers on it, but time will tell. As for the Philadelphia Flyers, theirs has been leaked, and so far I'm not a big lover of it. Pittsburgh's has been leaked as well. I don't know why it's 97 on it, though, but we've already seen the leak. And let's see, so 97. So in 1997, okay, Pittsburgh did wear their black script jersey up until the 96-97 season, which I've always felt that was a nice jersey. I still do, to be honest. So, okay, maybe they're doing that just to trick you a little bit. So the white jersey that was leaked, though, I think it's a white flip of that uniform, and I think it's actually not going to look bad. As for the Sharks, their teaser is gray with teal numbers and 98. So I'm thinking it's going to be a gray flip of those jerseys they had of their very first third jersey in franchise history, which ultimately became their full-time teal jersey up until 2007. And then they've shoehorned burnt orange into their identity ever since. So I can't see the Sharks doing a gray flip of their original uniforms. My prediction is, since it's their 30th anniversary this coming season, they're going to do a throwback, I think, especially when their 30th anniversary logo does have their original logo on it. So I'm thinking it'll be a gray flip of the second teal jersey in Sharks history, with the striping that runs along the arms. That in gray, I think, for Reverse Retro will not look bad. As for the Blues, most likely a red flip of their mid-90s jerseys with the diagonal striping, which coincidentally, the Blues did bring back a mid-90s throwback last season for a few games. So, are the Blues still going to wear that uniform next season? Time will tell. But to see the Blues in a red jersey, I don't know, folks. I just don't think that's right. It'll be interesting, though. But I don't know. I think that'd be better saved for a fashion jersey. Seeing the Blues in red, seeing Montreal in blue, seeing Columbus in red, I don't know, folks. I'm just not a fan of those ideas personally. To me, it's just not right. As for Tampa with 04 on the back, I think it's going to be a blue flip of their Stanley Cup winning uniforms. It'll easily be, if it's that, it will immediately be the best jersey in the Tampa Bay Lightning's current wardrobe by a country mile and a half. At least we're finally going to be likely getting a new design that doesn't suck from Tampa Bay. And it's long overdue. Now, the original logo was nothing special, but I will take a return to those uniforms over their current uniforms that basically look like the guys next to them here, Toronto, over those uniforms that they're wearing now any day. As for Toronto, it's a blue mock-up with blue numbers and gray. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going to do that 1970 era uniform with the white all the way from the cuffs of the arms all the way up to the collar. But they're going to redo that where it's in gray instead of white. Blue numbers with white and gray trim, or even just gray trim, and maybe even their current logo on the front. I can't see them bringing that logo back after only in the past few years, past 4 years, switching to their current logo after they had the other one for, I think, about 46 years. So we'll see on that one. It'll be that style uniform, but with gray instead of white, most likely. The rest of the details on it, I have no clue. So, as for Vancouver in 2001, they did bring out that gradient third jersey of theirs with the orca on the front in 2001. And if they do that where it's green with a blue gradient, that'll be interesting. I have to be honest, I was hoping to see a green flip of their original white jersey from 1970. I think that would have been a fabulous reverse retro jersey myself. So when I saw 01 for the Canucks, I was very disappointed. So if it's green with a blue gradient, I do think it's going to be great to finally see Vancouver do a green jersey. I've been wanting to see the Canucks do that for 12 years now, so I'm kind of getting my wish, but it's not what I wanted to see. I'm not going to lie. But hopefully it looks all right. But I must say, if they did a 1970 green reverse retro jersey to their original white one, holy crap, that would have been gorgeous. As for the Golden Knights, their 95 reverse retro jersey has been leaked. It will be a red jersey inspired by the Las Vegas Thunder of the IHL. And I saw the leak. I think it's great they're putting their third jersey logo on the front of a jersey, but I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of that design. I don't like all of their color scheme muddled on the way that they've put it on. The colors just don't really work for me on that jersey. And I know some people that I've talked to have said they like it better than the gold jersey they just unveiled, but honestly, I like the gold jersey a lot better than the red fourth jersey that's been unveiled for Vegas, which I'm sure I'm probably in the minority on, but you know what? I think it's so cool that the Golden Knights have brought out an actual gold jersey. I can't wait to see it on the ice. Now, as for Washington, they are doing a red Screaming Eagle reverse retro. That has basically been confirmed. I must say, though, their Weagle logo, I don't understand how that has yet to see an actual jersey for the Capitals yet. I agree with everybody. It's far too good for Washington to not at least put on one jersey at some point in time. It's overdue. I would have rather seen a reverse retro with that logo on the front. But I don't know. A lot of people seem to like the Screaming Eagle, so if they want that to come back, I'm happy for those of you who like that logo. But I don't know. I would have preferred if even the Washington Capitals did a blue flip of their retro jerseys with navy blue instead of royal blue and had the Weagle on the front of that with a squared off shoulder yoke instead of the rounded shoulder yoke. Something like that, in my opinion, would have been really cool. But a red Screaming Eagle jersey, I think it will sell. As for the Jets, they're going all the way back to 1979, which means they are going to use the original NHL Winnipeg Jets logo. I'm thinking they're going to do the original blue and white jersey design, but in gray, where instead of it being the white jersey coming back, it'll be that in gray. It looks like they're using royal blue, but who knows? Maybe, actually, that does look like a darker blue. Maybe they're going to redo that, use that design, but in navy blue with the franchise's current colors and maybe even their current logo on the front. But my prediction is at least a gray jersey. What they do, I'm not sure exactly, but it'll be interesting to see. That's for sure. So I thought I'd do this prediction video for everybody. I did say that I wanted to make this a bit of a series, and if you did stick around, hopefully it was worth your time. But yeah, those are my predictions for the reverse retro jerseys for anybody who was interested. So If you did enjoy the video, I'm happy to hear that. I hope you did. And until my next video, you guys, take care. And of course, as always, bye for now.